But for me, it's a matter of fleeing the secular life, only to return to secular life, of leaving my wife only to take another wife. So, second brother already has a wife," said Sha Monk. "You didn't realize?" Pilgrim said. "That originally he was the son-in-law of Mr. Gao of the old Gao village, in the kingdom of Coco. Since I defeated him, and since he had earlier received the commandments from the Bodhisattva, he had little choice but to follow the priestly vocation. That's the reason he abandoned his former wife to follow Master and to go worship Buddha in the Western heaven. I suppose he has felt the separation keenly and has been brooding on it for some time. Just now, when marriage was mentioned, he must have been sorely tempted. Idiot, why don't you become the son-in-law of this household? Just make sure that you make a few extra bows to Old Monkey, and you won't be reprimanded." "Nonsense. Nonsense," said Idiot. "Each one of us is tempted, but you only want Old Hog to be embarrassed. The proverb says, a monk is the Prita of sensuality, and which one of us can truly say that he doesn't want this? But you have to put on a show, and your histrionics have ruined a good thing. Now we can't even get a drop of tea or water, and no one is tending the lamps or fires. We may last through the night, but I doubt that the horse can. He has to carry someone tomorrow and walk again, you know. If he goes hungry for a night, he might be reduced to a skeleton. You people sit here, while Old Hog goes to graze the horse." Hastily, Idiot untied the reins and pulled the horse outside. "Sha Monk," said Pilgrim, "you stay here and keep Master company. I'll follow him and see where he is going to graze the horse." "Wukong," said Tripitaka. "You may go and see where he's going, but don't ridicule him." "I know," said Pilgrim. The great sage walked out of the main hall, and with one shake of his body he changed into a red dragonfly. He flew out of the front gate and caught up with 8 Rules. Idiot pulled the horse out to where there was grass, but he did not graze him there. Shouting and whooping, he chased the horse instead to the rear of the house, where he found the woman standing outside the door with 3 girls, enjoying the sight of some chrysanthemums. When mother and daughters saw 8 Rules approaching, the 3 girls slipped inside the house at once, but the woman stood still beside the door and said, "Little elder, where are you going?" Our idiot threw away the reins and went up to greet her with a most friendly "Hello." Then he said, "Mama, I came to graze the horse. Your master is much too squeamish," said the woman. "If he took a wife in our family, he would be much better off, wouldn't he, than being a mendicant trudging to the west? Well, they all have received the command of the Tang Emperor," said 8 Rules with a laugh. "And they haven't the courage to disobey the ruler's decree. That's why they are unwilling to do this thing. Just now they were all trying to play tricks on me in the front hall, and I was somewhat embarrassed, because I was afraid that Mama would find my long snout and large ears too offensive." "I don't, really," said the woman. "And since we have no master of the house, it's better to take one than none at all. But I do fear that my daughters may find you somewhat unattractive." "Mama," said 8 Rules, "please instruct your noble daughters not to choose their men that way. Others may be more handsome, but they usually turn out to be quite useless. Though I may be ugly, I do live by certain principles." "And what are they?" asked the woman. 8 Rules replied, "Though I may be somewhat ugly, I can work quite diligently. 1,000 acres of land, you say? No need for oxen to plow it. I'll go over it once with my rake. And the seeds will grow in season. When there's no rain, I can make rain. When there's no wind, I'll call for wind. If the house is not tall enough, I'll build you a few stories more. If the grounds are not swept, I'll give them a sweep. If the gutter's not drained, I'll draw it for you. All things both great and small around the house, I am able to do most readily. If you can work around the house," said the woman, "you should discuss the matter again with your master. If there's no great inconvenience, we'll take you. No need for further discussion," said 8 Rules. for he's no genuine parent of mine. Whether I want to do this or not is for me to decide." All right, said the woman. "Let me talk to my girls first." She slipped back inside immediately and slammed the rear door shut. 8 Rules did not graze the horse there either, but led it back to the front. Little did he realize, however, that Great Sage Sun had heard everything. With wings outstretched, the Great Sage flew back to see the Tang monk, changing back into his original form. "Master," he said, "Wu Neng is leading the horse back here." "Of course he's leading the horse," said the Tang monk. "For if he doesn't, it may run away in a fit of mischief." Pilgrim started to laugh and gave a thorough account of what the woman and 8 Rules had said, but Tripitaka did not know whether to believe him or not. In a little while Idiot arrived and tied up the horse. "Have you grazed him?" asked the elder. "There's not much good grass around here," said 8 Rules. "So it's really no place to graze a horse." "It may not be a place to graze the horse," said Pilgrim. "But is it a place to lead a horse?" When Idiot heard this question, he knew that his secret was known. He lowered his head and turned it to one side. With pouting lips and wrinkled brows, he remained silent for a long time. Just then, they heard the side door open with a creak, and out came a pair of red lanterns and a pair of portable incense burners. There were swirling clouds of fragrance and the sounds of tinkling girdle jade when the woman walked out leading her 3 daughters. Jinjin, Ai, and Lian Lian were told to bow to the scripture pilgrims, and as they did so, standing in a row at the main hall, they appeared to be most beautiful indeed. Look at them. Each moth-like eyebrow painted halcyon blue. Each pretty face aglow with spring-like hues. What beguiling, empire-shaking beauty! What ravishing, heart-jolting charm! Their filigreed headgears enhance their grace. Silk sashes afloat, they seem wholly divine. Like ripe cherries their lips part, half smiling, as they walk slowly and spread their orchid scent. Their heads full of pearls and jade, atop countless hairpins slightly trembling. Their bodies full of delicate aroma, shrouded by exquisite robes of fine golden thread. Why speak of lovely ladies of the south, or the good looks of Shizu? They look like the fairy ladies descending from the ninefold heaven, or the Princess Change leaving her vast cold palace. When he saw them, Tripitaka lowered his head and folded his hands in front of him, while the great sage became mute and Sha Monk turned away completely. But look at that Jew 8 Rules. With eyes unblinking, a mind filled with lust, and passion fast rising, he murmured huskily, "What an honor it is to have the presence of you immortal ladies. Mama, please ask these dear sisters to leave." The 3 girls went behind the screen, leaving the pair of lanterns behind. The woman said, "Have you 4 elders made up your mind which one of you shall be betrothed to my daughters?" "We have discussed the matter," said Wu Jing. "And we have decided that the one whose surname is Zhu shall enter your family." "Brother," said 8 Rules, "please don't play any tricks on me. Let's discuss the matter further." "What's there to discuss?" said Pilgrim. "You have already made all the arrangements with her at the back door, and even call her mama. What's there to discuss anymore? Master can be the in-law for the groom, while this woman here will give away the bride. Old Monkey will be the witness, and Sha Monk the go-between. There's no need even to consult the almanac, for today happens to be the most auspicious and lucky day. You come here and bow to Master, and then you can go inside and become her son-in-law." "Nothing doing. Nothing doing," said 8 Rules. "How can I engage in this kind of business?" "Idiot," said Pilgrim. "Stop this fakery. You have addressed her as Mama for countless times already. What do you mean by nothing doing? Agree to this at once, so that we may have the pleasure of enjoying some wine at the wedding." He caught hold of 8 Rules with one hand and pulled at the woman with the other, saying, "Mother-in-law, take your son-in-law inside." Somewhat hesitantly, Idiot started to shuffle inside, while the woman gave instructions to a houseboy, saying, "Take out some tables and chairs, and wipe them clean. Prepare a vegetarian dinner to serve these 3 relatives of ours. I'm leading our new master inside." She further gave instructions for the cook to begin preparation for a wedding banquet to be held the next morning. The houseboys then left to tell the cook. After the 3 pilgrims had eaten their meal, they retired to the guest rooms, and we shall say no more of them for the moment. We now tell you about 8 rules, who followed his mother-in-law and walked inside. There were row upon row of doorways and chambers with tall thresholds, causing him constantly to stumble and fall. "Mama," said Idiot, "please walk more slowly. I'm not familiar with the way here, so you must guide me a little." The woman said, "These are all the storerooms, the treasuries, the rooms where the flour is ground. We have yet to reach the kitchen." "What a huge house," said 8 Rules. Stumbling along a winding course, he walked for a long time before finally reaching the inner chamber of the house. "Son-in-law," said the woman, "since your brother said that today is a most auspicious and lucky day, I have taken you in. In all this hurry, we have not had the chance of consulting an astrologer, nor have we been prepared for the proper wedding ceremony of worshipping heaven and earth, and of spreading grains and fruits on the bridal bed. Right now, why don't you kowtow 8 times toward the sky?"